Hello, my name is Joshua Levy, and this is my mental health project for Mr. Thomas's wellness class. Many people in recent times have been diagnosed with a variety of mental health disorders. One person, or not really a person, is Mr. Eugene H. Krabs from the children's TV show SpongeBob. Mr. Eugene is a supposedly normal crimson-red crab who has his very own successful business, a loving family, and plenty of lifelong friends. So, what seems to be the problem for this supposedly normal crustacean? The answer is very simple. Eugene has been diagnosed with a severe case of OCD. So, what is OCD? OCD, scientifically known as obsessive-compulsive disorder, is a mental disorder that has apparently been around since the 17th century. People who have been diagnosed with OCD tend to compulsively repeat the same tedious activities against their own mental will. The disorder is supposed to be diagnosed through the Yellow-Brown Obsessive-Compulsive Scale, and is typically treated through therapy. Exercise and diet also have no effect on OCD. With all that being said, it is clear that Eugene has this disorder. But how do I know this? Well, remember when I told you that Mr. Krabs had a successful business? This business is actually a very popular under-the-sea restaurant where a lot of fish go to enjoy a nice big hamburger, or Krabby Patty as they call it. Because the business is so successful, Mr. Krabs makes a lot of cash. And when I say a lot of cash, I mean it. Mr. Krabs makes a boatload of money, no pun intended. So because our friend Mr. Krabs is raking in the dough, he has access to a supposedly endless supply of dollars and coins, which he is clearly very proud of. Mr. Krabs loves his money. He likes to save money, roll in money, and make snow angels out of $100 bills. But his favorite thing to do with the money is to count it. Mr. Krabs is obsessed with counting money. And when I say obsessed, I don't mean he really likes money. I am saying that Mr. Krabs has a severe case of OCD, as previously stated. He counts the money, he makes sure he still has the money, and he counts the money again. And then, he decides he wants to count more money because he is obsessed with making more and more money as his business continues to grow. And then he decides he wants to use the money for unnecessary purposes. In addition to his money obsession, Mr. Krabs likes to be in control. Throughout the series, our favorite crustacean is shown being controlling, demanding, and unwilling to listen to what other people tell him to say or do. Mr. Krabs' struggle with OCD can also be influenced by the people, well, sea creatures around him. SpongeBob is one of the many characters who frequently gets on Mr. Krabs' nerves throughout the show. SpongeBob evidently stresses out Mr. Krabs through his wild and chaotic antics. Mr. Krabs also gets stressed out and bothered by the customers as well. Thankfully, this television series is directed towards children, so no life-threatening injuries or diseases that could be caused by Mr. Eugene's OCD will ever be present. Sadly, Mr. Krabs has not put any effort into resolving his obsessive-compulsive disorder. As far as we know, he still loves money. But unfortunately, the fact that the show is directed toward a younger audience makes it very unlikely for Eugene to be taking any prescription medication. However, if I had to prescribe him with any drug of any choice, I would most likely suggest to give him paroxetine, which is an adult medication for OCD. Taking paroxetine would probably be the best method for Mr. Krabs to solve his struggle with obsessive compulsive disorder. Overall, although Mr. Eugene H. Krabs' supposedly permanent struggle with OCD has clearly impacted his crabby self, it can most likely be cured with a few simple doses of prescription medication. My name is Joshua Levy, and thank you for listening to my wellness podcast.